Hey, gentlemen, welcome back to Stop Going to Jail for Men. If you are an Alexis Love Beauty, I would like for you to click off of the podcast. We are teaching our men about not going to jail and reasons why they should not go to jail. And this podcast series that we are releasing is for our men, it's tailored for our men. The research behind it is for our men. Going forth, I will probably not give that much of an intro to take away from some of our time. So, respectfully, please read the titles. Gentlemen, this is Stop Going to Jail, the introduction. That first podcast I released was just a raw and uncut conversation. I did not know that it will get into a series, but it got into a series because I got interested to learn more about this side of men, about them going to jail. For the last estimated 4 months, I have been learning, I have been looking, I have been praying, I have been researching, and every single day up until still now, I am still doing those same things. I want to explain to you what a series is and how this will work. A series is a long going informational video or podcast. I put this into a podcast because I feel like it might be easier to understand. I can talk fast sometimes, so I am going to slow down. I know a man probably already know this stuff, or I know a woman probably know this stuff or probably don't care to know these things, but I'm interested in doing my extended research also. I find a lot of joy in researching and coming back on YouTube and telling you guys the things that I learned. So this is also learning for me. The series is going to be a long going thing. I'm going to save it in our men's podcast and our men's hygiene. You have a playlist section in the playlist for men, dedicated to men. This introduction is just to explain to you how it's going to go. First, we're going to talk about why jail exists. Jail simply exists to separate the good from the bad. And it's legal to put people in jail because that's just how the system is. There is a system that was designed for, higher up people, like powerful people like the president, the government, and the civilians, the people like us, the citizens. So that's why it exists to remove the bad people out of the community so the good people can live. And I'm not sure how far people probably think about it, but we, the people, have the power. And little do we know, when we sign birth certificates, we gave over those rights. We have given over certain rights with our signature, which is very powerful. Your words are very powerful in the spirit, but then in the physical, your hand, your signature is very powerful. So that's why it's legal for jail to exist, because we have signed over those rights. We have allowed a system, a group of people that we feel like are more superior than us, to run our country. So it is legal to get locked up. Because there is a whole nother world like jail and prison and being incarcerated, there is an authorized and unauthorized name and titles and descriptions that you get as a man when you start to go to jail. An example of an authorized name that you will get is from your parent. Maybe your parent named you David. An unauthorized name that you will get is from a woman, baby daddy. An unauthorized name that you will get is like a jailbird. So it's legal for somebody to call you James. That's an authorized name. That's an authorized description. That's an authorized title. And you get to decide whether somebody gets to call you an unauthorized name, like my boo, my bae, my baby daddy. In conclusion, you have a mix of authorized and unauthorized, respectful and disrespectful identities. And you have to pick one of those identities to build your character as a man. Do you want to become a gentleman where they respect you as Mr. Johnson? Or do you want to be a street guy where they just call you the neighborhood hero, the block captain? At the end of this series, what I am praying for is for a man to, I'm a woman. and I don't have children. So it's not my responsibility, the righteousness of a man. I want to make that clear. Like, I'm not trying to create you to be no man. I'm not trying to do any of that. I'm giving you information for you to then look into. My conclusion for this series is that you start thinking about things differently, you start questioning things differently, you start moving in a different capacity as a gentleman, like wanting to become a free man, understanding the process of a free man and understanding the thoughts. Again, if you already know this stuff, this fine. This is just some work that we're doing, but you can feel free to like, comment, and if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Turn on the post notification so you get that notification on your phone when these series are releasing. Um, in this series, we're going to do it in sections. I'm now looking at like a 15-part series. So it's going to be long going for however long. We're going to get into definitions. We're going to get into the most recent. We're going to get into examples. Pooh Shiesty is one of the biggest examples. And we're not just going to use him as a demonstration. We're also going to pray for him. But in our generation, this is a person that I have been studying. And it'll be just probably easier for us to put the music together and what we're seeing. So again, we're not going to be using him to just be talking about him. We're going to have some raw and uncut things to say, but respectfully, at the end of that, we're going to say a prayer also, because we're not trying to bash that man or any other man. We're trying to get an understanding of what it looks like. Sometimes we need examples physically so we can get a comprehension spiritually of what things look like. We're going to be going into resources. Like I said, this is going to go far. We're going to give resources. We're going to talk about housing, jobs, things that you can and can't not do where you're free. So this series is literally going to be a stepping stone for help. I pray that if somebody is a man that has like a certain thing on his, like a felony, I pray at the end of this that you start doing your, even in the midst of it, that you start doing your extended research to help yourself. This is for you to help yourself. Like, a woman can help you as much as you want when you go to jail, or your family can help you as much as you want. I can be on here talking all day, but at the end of the day, I want to slow things down to help somebody to we don't get an understanding. We just go on with life. We don't get an understanding. So the purpose of it is to get an understanding and to possibly provoke your thoughts into doing something better, or looking at your situation if you have one, or if you know anybody that have one, to help yourself. This is all about help, and don't let the help stop here. I'm not the only person that can help you. Again, I pray in the name of Jesus that somebody start thinking about therapy, or they start just thinking about different things. So the series is going to be thought provoking to help you to become a better man, or to get an understanding of some of the things that you may have been going through as far as jail. If I say something wrong, mind you, I'm doing Google research. I'm going off of, things that I'm reading. Don't just let me sit up here and be saying something that ain't making no sense. I could have Googled a word and maybe I wrote it down, even though I prayed about things, but still, we're here to help one another. Maybe I prayed about it, wrote it down, Googled it, and maybe Google didn't give me enough of understanding of where I'm trying to get on here and tell you all about it. And it's like, no, bro, that ain't right. Don't let me just be talking, because I'm trying to help y'all and help me to understand too, so I can better understand men in my life. So if I say something wrong, or there's something else that needs to be added, please, that's what it's for. Please go ahead and comment that so I can correct myself. I take accountability when I'm a content creator. I take accountability. I go back, I check myself, I edit something, I drop another video apologizing and everything. So don't let me say something that's not wrong or not all the way true. I want you to engage in this series and just let me know that you're here. And just like I said, let me know if something is wrong. If you have not already, be sure to listen to the first one. That's just the raw and uncut. Stop going to jail for men. I'm going to update that because it says part one. The part one is actually going to go into, this is going to be kind of like a part one, but I'm not putting it as a part one. It's going to be the introduction, and we're just going to come out with the part two, where the part two is going to start the definition. So we're just going to be changing up some titles and things. I love you. God bless you. And I will talk to you in part two.